So 11.8, which is combinations, is our last section for probability that we're going to cover in our 1106 class. So this formula is the only formula you're going to use in this section, but you will combine it with the counting principle in a few of them. So I want to remind you, this section is not about probability. This section is about how many ways. How many ways. So combinations, distinct set of objects without regard to arrangement. Order is not important. So key difference, it's still repetition's not allowed. So if any repetition's allowed, you have to use the counting principle. But if repetition is not allowed and you're dealing with one type of experiment, you're going to look at, does the order matter? Really important, because y'all are going to do these homework problems in a section, but that's not how it's going to be on the test. It's not going to tell you which one it is. You have to distinguish. So permutation, order matters. Combinations, it does not. So just to kind of explain a difference there, for a permutation, if I was using the letters A, B, and C, I could use CAB, I could use BAC, because the order matters. Those would be different. But for combinations, order doesn't matter, so all three of those would be the same. So again, stop and think about that. Order matters for permutations. So if you take three letters and you change the order, that matters for permutations. If I have three letters, it doesn't matter the order I put them in if I'm talking about a combination. So you've got to distinguish when we're talking about these problems, does order matter? You've got to ask yourself that in the beginning when you're doing them. So looking at example 1, the question is, are they permutations or combinations? So for all of these problems, we have 5 basketball players that are starting. So notice we can't have any repetition. So the key question on permutation versus combination is you have to ask yourself, does order matter when you select? So on A, how many ways can you choose a captain and alternate captain? Now, some of you might be like, oh, that doesn't matter. But if you were being selected on a team and you were either named captain or alternate captain, it does matter because the captain has more of the power in what they're doing, the more seniority. So in this case, order matters. So this is a permutation. So in this case, if I were doing it and I wanted to figure out how many total ways, I would do 5p2 on my calculator, and that would give me 20. On B, it says, how many ways can you choose 2 starters to discuss topics with the coach? I didn't say which one of them is talking, which one of them isn't. I'm just saying you're picking 2 people to go in and talk to them. There's not a distinguishing piece between the two. So this would be a combination because order doesn't matter. So it's a combination. And a combination will always have to pick part because if we picked everything, it would only be one option. So this would be 5C2. And if we were to do this on our calculator, we pick the 5, we go to the prob button, and now notice number 2 is NCR. And we are selecting 2. And press equals. So we have a total of 10. Combinations gets rid of some of the repetition of the letters that you can choose or the people you can choose. It is an important piece to ask, does order matter? So I could rephrase B and say the first person I pick is going to talk, the second one's going to just be there to support them. That would definitely matter because in that case, who's talking and who's just standing is a difference. So that would be a permutation. So ask yourself what we're doing. So your formula, which was on the top of this page, it's again doing NCR. And remember, we're eliminating some of the choices. So we always still start with the total number of options, which is n factorial. And when we were dealing with a permutation, we subtracted the two numbers to figure out what we eliminated, which was the n minus r factorial. But now we're getting rid of what essentially repeats, which is the r factorial. R factorial is the number of permutations that repeat, and those we're getting rid of. Notice what I did there is I put parentheses around that bottom because it's really important that you do that if you're going to do it on paper. So going to number 2, how many ways can you select two different vowels where order doesn't matter? Different vowels means there's no repetition. Order doesn't matter means it's a combination. So we have 5 vowels. So 5, C2. That again means 5 factorial. If we were doing permutations, we do 5 minus 2, which is 3 factorial. But now we take out anything that repeats, which is the 2 factorial. If we were going to do this out by hand, you would do 5 times 4 times 3 factorial. The 3 factorials cancel. And that's just a 2 in the denominator, so you get 20 divided by 2, which is 10. You can also use your calculator. If you type that in just as we did above, you will get 10 ways. So I'm showing you both alternatives. So looking at example 3. President Mojok invites 10 faculty members to lunch. These are different people, so there's not repetition. He's not going to invite the same person twice. There's room for only 6 faculty members in his car. How many ways can 6 faculty members be chosen to ride? I am not telling you where they're sitting in the car. That would be a permutation. This one just says he's picking 6, they can ride in the car. So in this one, order does not matter. So this would be a 10C6. And so we're going to go into our calculator. 10 C6 and press equals, and that gives us 210 ways. If I were doing it out by hand, it would have been 10 factorial, subtract the 2, which is the permutation part, and then subtract off the repetition. So you would do that piece. My answer is 210. If you use a combination instead of a permutation, it's complete. You've got to double check that first idea. Please pause, try to do the rest of the problems, and then check your work. So going to number 4, you have a test on which there are 6 questions. You're required to select 4. This is a really common one in history classes. They give you more topics to answer from, and you only have to pick a certain amount of them. So in this case, order doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one you pick first. They didn't say the first one you pick is going to be worth more points. So you can do it in any order that you would like to. And we would obviously love to pick the same one twice, but that's not an option either. So this would be 6C4, and if we put that in our calculator, we will get 15 ways. The longer way would have been 6 factorial. We subtract the 2, and then we take the repetition away, and that would also give you the 15 ways. So there are 15 different test options that an instructor would have to grade for that type of options to be given to a student. Going to number 5, Priceless Pizza is offering a special on 3-topping pizza. They have 8 different toppings available. How many different ways can you order a pizza with different toppings? That's important. Different toppings means that repetition is not allowed. Now, I actually have been told in the past when I taught this class that it does matter the order that you put the toppings on. I think that's, though, based on if you work for Domino's, they may have some rules. But realistically, you can put them on in any option. So when they order it, it doesn't matter the order they tell the person. So I am going to have 8C3. And if I put that in my calculator, and I'd use the 8 and the NCR button, and then the 3, I would get 56 different ways to order. If I were doing it the longer way, which is what you'll see, this would be 8 total options, factorial. Subtract the 2, which is 5 factorial, which gives me that permutation. And then get rid of the repetition. And you can get that. But make sure if you're going to do it that way, you put the parentheses there. Really important. I do not expect to see this on your paper. If you want to do it that way, you can. The minimum I expect to see on your paper is this. So last one for this specific video. We're going to do number 6, and again, pause it. This one is a different one, though, so you may want to listen to this one. Just go with me, and then you can do some of the ones that are like this later on. So caterer offers a choice of 6 meats, 8 vegetables, and 5 desserts. For your party, you wish to have 2 meats, 3 vegetables, and 2 desserts. How many different selections are available? So this is actually a counting principle. You have meats, you have vegetables, and you have desserts. But I'm not choosing like all the meats. So now within my choices from a meats, it's going to be 6C2 because it doesn't matter which ones I pick in which order. So that first one's going to be 6C2. My veggies are going to be 8C3 and my desserts are going to be 5C2. If I put those in my calculator, and I wouldn't do this all together, I would do the first one, press enter, second one, press enter, third one, press enter. So you would get 15 for the first, 56 for the second, and 10 for the last. So we don't ever really think about this, but if you are doing a wedding and this is your options, you would have 8,400 different ways. So what we have here is just a summary. Kind of again distinguishing with, I just pulled this from the textbook just to have kind of a summary places in there. It doesn't have every single option, but it's definitely a good one for you to read.